So hey guys, this today I'm going to be showing you how to make a skeleton farm that works really well with the sugarcane farm that I made the other day. It works really well alongside other farming farms that you need bone meal for, because this skeleton farm will give you a lot of bones and arrows. So sometimes when going around caving, you'll find yourself this thing, which is called a dungeon. And in a dungeon, right? In a dungeon, there's going to be a spawner. It either has a skeleton, a zombie, or a spider. And I think sometimes you can get in, the strongholds, you can get silverfish spawners. But dungeons are only spider, skeleton, or zombie. Now, for this farm, we're just going to be using skeleton, just for the purposes that we needed skeletons for the bone meal. Now, to make this farm, what you're going to want to do is, first of all, you're going to want to open up the chest, see what you get. So, as you can see, some lovely music discs, some string, but you can get lots of really good things, up to like golden apples, and even better than that. But the first thing you want to do when making this farm is you want to make sure that you put torches around this, because otherwise all the skeletons or mobs are going to spawn. Okay, so the second thing you want to do is make sure that from the middle there are no blocks within 4. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we then want to clear out all this area. So we're going to do that on each side. So that's 4, and that's 4, and then that is 4. So we then want to clear out all the space in between. Okay, so as you can see, we've cleared out all 4 blocks within that area. So the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and do that up until the very top of the dungeon. So the dungeon will always have a roof, so it doesn't really matter where you, it doesn't really matter if you don't really know which height, because the dungeon's always the same height. Okay, so once you've cleared out all that area, you want to make sure that this area is all enclosed. So we're going to make sure that all of this area is enclosed from the outside. And this is because it needs to be dark inside the farm for the farm to work. Otherwise, it just won't spawn in the mobs. Now the next thing you want to do is you want to go underneath the mob spawner and dig down 4 blocks. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then once you've got 4 blocks, you need to level all of the ground to that level. Okay, so as you can see, we've cleared out the area, so it should be 4 this way. So as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be however tall the dungeon was, so ours was only 3 tall, but that doesn't matter because the mobs won't be spawning that high up. Then we've got 4 deep, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so as you can see, 4 deep. And now what you want to do is you want to pick which side you want to funnel the mobs into. So just for this demonstration, I'm going to use this corner right here. So I'm going to dig down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Okay, that's probably not that good. We'll do only down to here then. So what you next want to do is in the opposite corner, you want to put 1 block there. Then you want to get a water bucket. Now, you put the water bucket on top, right? And what you want to do is you want to make sure that but then you just place blocks until all the water funnels in right into the little hole. So as you can see, it's getting close, but not quite there. However, we do that, it's almost there. I think if we do 1 more, that will be perfectly funneling in. Or maybe, yeah, I think you can do this as well. And that should also work. Okay, so as you can see, you put the water bucket here, and then you'll see that it all flows out towards the end. Now what you want to do is you want to place water buckets all along the edges right here. And as you can see, that will flow right into there. Then you do the same on the other side. Just put water bucket in every one of those. And bear in mind, you will need an infinite water source for this, because otherwise it's just going to be a real pain getting all of the water. So now what you're going to need to do is make the collection system. So with the collection system, you're going to want to have a full sort of storage system and everything. So what I would recommend you do is clear out a little bit of space here so that there's a good collection system. So I think this should work. Well, it will work, but this looks good to me. So what we can do here is we can have a hopper and a chest. So we get the hopper there, and then if we get a chest right there, then we can put down a double chest here, and then put down a hopper there. And what that will do is it will make sure that all the items are collected. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you put down some blocks next to it so the skeletons can't escape and the drops are sealed into that 1 block. For this, we're going to need a stair for one of the pieces. So we're actually going to put the stair right there, just to make sure that none of the drops get funneled out. Next, you want to put a slab on top of there. This will make sure that none of the mobs end up going into the. This will make sure that none of the mobs end up going into like a low enough point where they can shoot you, so a baby zombie can still hit you if it's only 1 block high, whereas with a slab they still cannot hit you. Now with this, all the mobs will be funneled into here and all the drops will be put in here. So that should be it, all that you need to know for this farm. However, the only other note I'll mention is that for the farm to be as efficient as it possibly can, you're going to want to get rid of all the torches to start the farm. And then to make it as efficient as possible, you want to put a slab on top of here. So when I get rid of this torch, as you can see, 4 skeletons automatically spawned because it's dark in there. It has to be dark in there for it to spawn, so make sure that it is dark. But as you can see, we come down here, and if I give myself a sword real quick, as you can see, I hit them with the sword. You can get their XP, and all of their drops get funneled into here, as you can see. But yeah, this farm is great for gathering XP and getting lots of bones and stuff. But this specific farm works exactly the same way for zombies, but it doesn't work for the spider spawners, because the spiders can still climb up this little spiral here. So you have to make sure that you know which farm you're building before you go ahead and do stuff. What I would also recommend is that if you're having a skeleton farm and you have a looting 3 sword, you'll get a lot of bows. So I'd recommend that with your chest, you scatter a bunch of the bones or something, just to make sure that all of the items do in fact end up getting picked up, because yeah, otherwise it just gets really messy and you have like 7 bows in the chest and half the like bones and arrows just get stuck up here because the hopper's full. But yeah, you will want to have like a little lava pit here, like nearby, where you can just chuck the unwanted bows in, or even pieces of armor, because they often spawn leather and gold armor. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching the videos. Make sure to like and subscribe, and that will be me for today.